you were talking about the left. The left was never liberal. I think the left has just gone over to sort of this sort of somewhere in between uh, social democrat and Bolshevik communist, maybe Trotskyist. Both, yeah, right? Is that what we're saying that Rubin is saying that the left is somewhere in Marxism there?
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess what I'm saying. See, I don't know anything about anarchism, but so the
Hmm.
reason the reason I was splitting that line horizontally there, so the reason I was drawing a line like this
Hmm.
is because I was kind of viewing the American political system, liberal conservatives, as the conservatives being below this line and the liberals sort of just being somewhere above that. So whether you're a
Yep.
social democrat or total communist or liberal or maybe even libertarian, but I don't know, libertarian sort of like somewhere conservative. It kind of seems to maybe the lines like this. I don't know. Um, yeah, maybe it is. So like maybe if the line is like from this 100 to this 50, then or to the 60 or wherever that line goes, drawn. Yeah. But if it's like that, then like conservatives in America are like below that line, and liberals in America are above this line. And so the left, the left in America is above this line. Sorry, and the right in America is below this line. And so the left now, instead of being liberals, the left has shifted over here to this Marxist kind of thing, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting.
Because like the right is always so if you say 100 to say, but that's there, so halfway, 2.5 to 50. So between like 150, um, which is kind of nice because like liberals are super close to that line. Super moderate liberals are or Democrats are super close to that line, so they're barely left. And conservatives are like barely right, and then you get like neocons, and nationalists, and then Nazis farther farther right, which kind of makes sense because everybody's. And then
Hmm.
libertarians are just like sort of conservative, sort of not. We don't really know where to put them. They're kind of in the center. Um,
Uh,
and then you get more liberal, you get more left, you get more liberal, and then you can kind of go into like this, yeah, that full autonomy state, which I don't even know what that looks like. But then you can get like into like a total anarchist, or you can get into like a communist. And then obviously socialism, like the social democrats are too. So that's what I think of when I. That's actually like a pretty good description of what I think of when I think of left and right. Is sort of below that line or above that. What do you think about that?
um, is it difficult to open this in Paint?
Oh yeah, no, I'll do that. Good idea. Except mm, I can't cast paint. I don't think. Uh,
You can screen share it because we don't need audio.
I can screen share paint.
Well, you can just screen share your screen.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Good point. Trouble.
So, uh, in general, it looked like you were then switching the axis. 45 degrees from what I was. So you were kind of considering the top left and the bottom right,
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
which is which is yeah, which I mean, which is interesting because anarchism and socialism are up there, and autonomy.
Hey Mark, how do I actually share screen in this setup?
On the left, do you have a does a toolbar pop out?
Yep. Chat. Oh, sure. Okay, perfect. So neat. Okay, so you can see my screen now, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I do a line, I'm calling, let's say the line is, I really don't think of the right being Marxist at all or
Hmm.
socialist anywhere towards socialism. So I'll put the line, my line, as I see it, I guess. Nothing, nowhere in the realm of socialism. Oops. How do I do it straight? Straight. Yeah. And then sort of, you know, they want full autonomy, but they're not libertarians. I don't know. I don't even know what neoliberals are though. So I don't know. Let's just call it like that. Split the liberals into two. So this would be right and left.
Hmm.
What do you think
Yeah,
about that?
yeah. That's definitely line would be considered politically center in the United States.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, it's I don't know what I think about statism. If that's because here it seems like it's neither left nor right,
Yeah.
and I don't know if that's really the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it's liberalism here is close to capitalism, which I think is right. But if we contrast capitalism with socialism and say capitalism is right, socialism is left, and if we're associating liberalism with ism, and liberalism is on the right side, where here is portrayed as kind of on the left.
Yeah. Like you might say that. You might say it by saying like, um, do you have your headphones on?
No, do you want me to?
Yeah. If you don't mind.
Okay. Hopefully that's
Oh,
better.
oh, beautiful. Um, so, okay, so yeah, you might say like, oh, I'm still getting. Some,
Hey, can you hear me?
yep. Oh,
Okay.
that's better. Um, so yeah, you might say that liberalism tends more to capitalism than it does socialism,
Yeah,
right?
that's what belongs.
Right. But then you might also say that the left is more liberal than the right.
Well, that's the issue at stake, right?
Right. Right. The left traditionally has been more liberal than the right. Um, but I guess like you know now in a sense maybe what Ruben's trying to say is that this line here now let's define, let's say that what actually determines this line is population, right? So let's say that like the American populate let's say that the American population, depending on the year and whatever else, this line changes based on population, right? So
You
I think
mean
what,
on what the population's values are?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So like what the voting, the voting public
Mm-hmm.
thinks, right? So 50% of the population is above this line, 50% of the population is below. But I think what he's saying now is that the left, 50% of the population is starting to go this way,
Right.
right? This
Right.
line is moving this way.
Right.
It's not. It's certainly not moving. Well, I don't. Maybe it is. I don't know. Um, or maybe he's saying the percent. This is really what he's saying. He's talking about the left. He's talking about this 50% of people. So what he's really saying is now let's split each line up, right? So in the right, certainly, in the right, it's probably something like this, right? Like where 50%, or like this, like 50% is really close to liberalism or really close to being left, and 50% is like super right, or definitely a conservative, definitely
I wouldn't say that. I would think that the left right split is pretty big. That
the gap is pretty big.
yeah, the gap is big. I would have thought.
Well, uh, even in the past, even like in the past 20 years, over the past 20 years.
Um, yeah,
Okay. So where would you put this line? Somewhere here? Like
I don't
50% of
know.
the right, 50% of the
I,
right.
I
Oh, go ahead.
I think the point you might be making is that the gap, maybe Ruben's suggesting the gap is getting bigger, in which case both are leaving liberalism.
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. So like, yeah, so maybe the left used to be here. I actually think it's pretty close. Like I think in history, the entire American population, sorry, let me just the entire American or sorry, 50% of the American population was between like right here and right here.
Actually, I just read a statistic today showing how many that almost everybody in the states thinks they're very close to center politically.
Okay. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah,
Thinks they are.
right, right.
Who gets to determine they are? I don't. But anyway, that's just to say that I think Ruben's thesis in this thing is that the left used to be here and now they're like here or something.
Mm-hmm.
That the 50 percentile of the left is moving this way. Dude, this is like super useful. I think like Ruben should have drawn this line on this chart and been like,
For sure.
it's moving this way, dummies.
Yeah.
Because like we would have spent 2 hours not fucking around
Right.
doing something else.
But also, what we mentioned this earlier, in that these graphs might not really make sense. So, pointing out is maybe that the terms on the chart are shifting. So, but that doesn't really make sense. I mean, liberalism has to be kind of associated with capitalism. Um,
Yeah.
the values are kind of, yeah, they're kind of dependent on each other.
It actually helps. Yeah. Yeah.
So that could be what you're saying. That, I mean, yeah, my initial reaction was to draw the line vertically, in which case I could say the left was never liberal. But if we get more nuance, maybe the line is, I can't just draw a straight straight line because it's
Yeah,
convenient.
yeah, yeah. Well, also we could draw that chart so that it fits your want to draw that line vertically, right?
Right, but not if we assume the values are dependent on each other in that way,
Yeah, we
which I
can.
think that was pretty clear.
No, no, come
What do you
on. I'll
mean?
do it. I'll do it for you right now. Ah, stupid. How do I? I'm so paint illiterate that I can't. I can't even. Okay, select. That's what I want. I want to select. And I want to select everything. Select. Select all. Did I? Okay, I did. Now rotate 90 degrees. There. 90. No, we want to go like there. Now your line is almost vertical. We just need to rotate it like another 30 degrees. And
No,
then
no, no. I mean dependent on the on the network of values.
yeah, but we can draw the same network of values and just draw the way it's like spread out differently.
Yeah, yeah, but my line
Yeah.
would still be liberalism on the right, Marxism on the left.
Oh, I wouldn't put Marxism opposing liberalism.
Right, which is the issue we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I can't tell. Your line is equally vertical as it is horizontal. I think, right?
Uh,
I guess not
it's
quite,
no
but
equally
but
vertical as it is
but,
horizontal.
but the point I'm getting at is that uh, liberalism is not a clearly left issue.
No, no. Well, and is there like a party outside your apartment?
Yeah,
um, and one thing this doesn't do well is it doesn't show how the right is statist but also autonomous, right? Like
right.
we're showing the left as being so autonomous here, but actually the right is very autonomous too. Like maybe this line should be like curved or something, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think every time we pause a video of like Ruben or something, before we start playing, we need to address what Ruben said and why it needs more detail.
okay, can you show me how we would do that?
Um, I can
I
try.
just wasn't sure what. So I need to go here. I need to go here. This. Oh, so maybe I need to stop screen share first. I did. Stop screen sharing. Okay, so now you're back to your screen. Now I can pass this, assuming. It's not giving me the option to cast this to you anymore.
I thought I
Yeah.
saw it there.
Well, you saw it on my browser, but I don't know. Can you? Oh, was that just a screen share when I did that? You are presenting to everyone. Can you see my screen now or no?
No.
Okay, well let's just see if screen share.
But we don't hear the video, right?
With screen share, we don't? Oh.
Right. Anyways, I don't think we need to
What the fuck?
address it.
Hmm. Let me just try it again. It just like totally doesn't give you the option anymore. What? Well, that's weird.
Okay. Do you not get what I mean though? Like before we resume playing the video, I think we need to address why we paused it and what needed to be addressed,
What we think
and
now?
yeah, what we think, what we learned, and why Rubens or whoever's
Yeah,
report is could use needs more nuance, or like doesn't tell the whole story or something.
right. Yeah. No, I agree. Because I forget. I keep forgetting. Almost watch it again. Uh, almost watch it again, and then say
Yeah,
why we were stopping
that's
it.
true.
Like watch
That's
the
true.
last 15 seconds.
That's true.
Ah, why can I not cast this tab? This is so weird, Mark. Well, maybe I can do it. I wonder if it's because let me just